I'm going to share with you tips on how to have a peaceful stay with your roommate on campus. Yes, in case you've been hearing of various relationship with roommates where it's either argument today, fight tomorrow, quarrel the next day, and you're wondering how will your own relationship, your own stay be with your roommate. And of course, those are the tips I'm going to be sharing today. Basically, I'm going to be sharing 5 tips with you. So, are you ready? Yeah, so let's dive straight in. Tip number 1 is communication. Communication, everybody knows that, right? Yes, but the truth is everybody knows it, but why not everybody do it? Why is it so difficult for everybody to do it if everybody knows it? I think it's actually easier said than done, because a lot of people know that communication is the key, and for any relationship, whatever relationship to work, I think communication is important, but it's not actually easy. And I think that's the reason why people find it difficult to do it. It's when you communicate, it becomes so much very easy for both of you. That's the truth. Yes, it becomes so very easy for both of you to flow. You begin to create a relaxed environment for both of you, and with that, it makes both of you to be more comfortable around each other at a fast rate. So still on communication, you need to communicate about the feeding. You need to communicate about how you're going to be using your belongings. Are you going to be using it together? Are you going to be cooking together? Are you going to be, those are things that you need to communicate about, so that it will not cause issue as time goes on. We have some people that naturally just want to impose their own opinion on other people, and because maybe they've had series of roommates and maybe their own style is feeding together, sharing things together, cooking together and all that. So now they want to impose that same principle and rule on this other roommate of theirs. I want you to understand that no, you all have equal access, equal rights to the resources, and equal right to your own opinion. So don't impose on your roommates. No. In case you've been doing it, it's going to cause arguments. It's not right. I don't think it's right enough. Yes, it's going to cause clashes between both of you or among you, so you need to stop it. Don't impose. The fact that you've been doing like that before with your roommate doesn't mean you should impose on this new person. Always seek for his or her opinion. Seek for it, and if she says that no, she wants to do her own thing separately, respect it, and don't make her feel as if she's a bad person because she wants to do our own thing differently. She just wants you people to do your things separately. Respect our opinion, because she want to believe that they also have their reason for saying this. So respect their opinion. So I go to tip number 2 now, is set your boundaries. Yes, you need to learn to set your boundaries. Set your boundaries clearly as roommates, because definitely you people, you've not been staying together, both of you have not been staying together, and both of you are new, and of course you won't expect the other person to know what you don't like and what you don't accept. I think let me use this illustration. For people living in campus, in the school hostel, definitely is actually a mixture of lower level students and higher level students. I think there's this tendency for higher level students to want to take undue advantage of the lower level student, because they feel that they're new, they are inexperienced in some aspects, and they feel they are naive, and they want to take them for granted. This is not just particular to only higher level students, because definitely I've seen lower level students as well that really want to take undue advantage of even higher level students, right? So it's a matter of nature now, but I'm talking generally now, based on whichever situation you find yourself. When you find yourself with people that have this tendency to want to take advantage of people, because human being, that's how humans are. When they have opportunity, they just want to misuse it, and they just want to take other people for granted. So people are like that, and when you see that nature, when you see such people around, I think it's okay for you to set your boundaries. Maybe somebody has been like, can you help me with this, can you get me this, and it's becoming too frequent, right? And it's not as if the person is actually busy. It's okay to help, but now that it's not as if the person is busy. So in that case, you can just tell the person, do you mind doing that to yourself, because I'm busy? Do something. By doing that, the person will think twice the next time he or she wants to send you or he or she wants to, make a request, the person has to think twice. And I'm not saying it's not okay to help. It's okay to help, but you need to be able to identify. You need to be able to know when the person is trying to take undue advantage of you, and of course, you need to set your boundaries and ensure that you don't create that opportunity for them to take an advantage. So, tip number 3, the third tip I'm going to share is understand yourself. Yes, when you and your roommate start living together, one very important thing you need to do is for you to learn to understand yourself, because definitely you're not from the same background. You don't expect the other person to be like you. So even people from the same background, they are not the same. And for the fact that you know that you're not the same, this will help you to tolerate whatever excesses it is that is in the other person. So you need to understand yourself, and you need to be able to create a common ground whereby both of you can tolerate one another or each other. Are you getting that? Yes, you need to do that, because okay, let's say for instance, you are the kind of person, you don't like having too many friends and all that. You like your privacy. For your privacy, you just like your privacy, you like your space. But the other person is the kind of person that want people around and doesn't mind people invading into their own privacy and all that. So both of you need to understand yourself, because now when the other person understands, okay, my roommate doesn't want people to just invade their privacy like that and all that, so she will be very careful when it comes to bringing friends into the room. She may do it in a way that, okay, she may want to do it since she has understood the kind of roommate she has. She may inform you earlier that, okay, my friends are coming, this and this and that, and this, so that you yourself will be able to prepare your mind, you'll be in the right state of mind, and you will not get offended at that. That's the only way that both of you can be happy, and you can make one another or each other happy. Yes, when you try to do things that at least at times you can just come out of your own comfort zone and just do things that will make the other person happy for who they are. So still on understanding one another or each other, you need to understand that, okay, let's say for instance one person is messy and the other person is a neat person. Definitely both of you can't have the same level of neatness, right? There's one person will be neater than the other, right? Fine. So now when it comes to coping with mess in the room, you need to learn that since you know that you're not the only one using the room, we all have our own messy times, right? Depending on what you're doing at a particular point in time. But in spite of all this, you need to know that because you're not the only one using the room, you need to be conscious of the fact that other people are living there with you. So your mess, you try to keep it to your own space. Don't let it, infringe. Don't let it spread to other people's space. Keep your own mess to your own space, and ensure that as soon as you're done, you clear up the mess immediately, so that you don't need to wait until you are being told. So that you won't feel bad when the other person tells you to clean it and you feel like, oh, you're acting as if you're the neatest and all that. No, don't create that opportunity for you to start having or nursing such thoughts. Do it without being told. That's another way you need to live. You need to learn to understand yourself and also abide by it. So the fourth tip, learn to ask. Yes, we have some people that they just don't know how to ask. Whatever comes to their mind, whatever they feel they want to do, they just go ahead and do it. They don't give it them, they don't care at all. They just want to do whatever pleases them at any particular point in time. Very, very, very wrong. Yes, because you can do this if you are the only person in the room, if you are living alone. But in as much you are 2, 3, 4, whatever the number is, you need to always learn to ask. Learn how to ask. Okay, let's say for instance you are an early sleeper and the other person doesn't sleep early. Fine. The fact that you are an early sleeper and the light is on and you don't also like sleeping with the light on, now you want to sleep, you just go to the switch, you turn it off. For that, you just know that it's a no. Automatically, it's a no. It's not supposed to be. In that situation, you know that of course you need to ask.
can I turn off the light? And of course, when she's done with the light, or if she's not using it, she can tell you, okay, I'm fine, you can turn it off. And if she's using it, she'll tell you, I'm using it. Then you tell her, when you're done, can you please turn off the light? I think with that, doing that is okay. There won't be any form of disagreement by that, by asking at least, and also be able to cope with no. When you hear no, be able to cope with it. Some people just want to, whenever they ask, they just want to be, all they want to hear is yes, yes, yes. No, 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 it's actually wrong. When people tell you no, respect their no for no, and work by it, because also there will be other times where they will tell you yes, definitely. So it's not a must, it's not your right to always hear yes from them. When you ask them, some people just they are in the habit of just using the other person's property without their notice. They just go to their belongings, take their shoes, take their whatever. Even if the person gives you the opportunity to have to use their things, you still need to ask. I think it's better when you ask than just going there using their things and all that. Tip number 5, the fifth tip now, the last but not the least tip I want to talk about is that be friends with your roommate. Yeah, you need to be friends with your roommate. You have to be friends, because definitely, who else do you want to be friends with if not your roommate? I'm not saying they should be your best friend. No, I'm not saying that, but you have to be friends, because these are people that you're going to be living together, you're going to be staying together, you have your materials in that same room, you have your belongings, your food stuff in the same room. So you have to be friends at least with each other. Talk together, talk to each other, talk to one another, share thoughts with one another. You just share thoughts together, rub minds together. By doing that, you're really creating a bond between both of you. Yes, that's it. So let that bond be there that other people will not be able to penetrate. Let that bond be there. Your friends too, your roommate's friends should also be your friends. When they come around, talk with them, be free with them. Don't just carry your face. Don't just do as if they don't exist. Be free with them. They will like the fact that you are friends and you are free with their own friends. So you just create a bond between both of you. Volva Sharon is my name, and this is Educational Watch. In case you enjoyed the video, subscribe the video, share the video, share. Thank you so much. See you in my next episode. Until then, enjoy.